Hello to you and welcome to Lesson 5 of the Intuition Connection Summer School with me, Ruth Ann Richards. I'm the creator of the Intuition Connection, author of Reclaim Your Intuition, and I believe intuition is really important in helping us live an empowered life. Sadly, I think most of us have lost the connection to our intuition, and it's time for us to reconnect it and reclaim it so we can live an intuitively empowered life that makes life easier. So the summer school is my free service, and over the past few weeks we have looked at what's intuition and where does it come from. We've also looked at the otherworldly and what are your beliefs now as an adult. Lesson 3 was a bit lighter when we looked at coherence and heart, body, mind and soul. Lesson 4, I busted some myths about manifesting, which I hope you found useful, and if you watched it you know that I call that co-creating. So hopefully now you're starting to form your own view about intuition, what it means to you, where you think it comes from, and that's great. So we're going to move on to something very practical this week. It's what I call the spiritual alternative to goal setting without the goal setting. It's called the CAT method, and CAT stands for Know, Activate and Trust. So if the idea of goal setting drains your soul and just drains your energy and you sit there with a pen and paper or with your laptop and you just don't know what to write, I know that feeling. I've experienced that feeling well. And there's a lot of negativity that goes with goal setting processes, and quite often goals get set, they get forgotten. We're supposed to use this SMART acronym, which just drives me insane. So what I'm going to share with you today is something that the universe gave to me. It's universal inspiration, and the CAT method allows us to live our dreams, but in an empowered, flowing and soulful way to create the life that we want. I'm going to be looking at my notes because, as I tell you every week, it's easy for me to go off target and off topic, so I'm keeping looking at my notes to stay on target. So are you ready to know, activate and trust what it is you want for your life? Find your comfortable place, get your cuppa, get your notebook and pen, and we're ready to go. Before I outline the CAT method to you and ask you to consider this new way of co-creating and embracing the method for the life that you want, I want you to just let go of what it is you know about formal goal setting processes. So if you work in or have worked in an organisation with a very formal goal setting process, what we're doing is nothing like that. So I ask you to forget that for the time being, suspend judgment about those very formal processes. We have a framework here, but the framework is very flexible and it's very empowering. Those kind of goal setting processes that are very formal are very focused, they're very narrow. So if you still work in an environment that uses that process, of course you're going to have to still use it for the work that you do, but you can use what I teach you here to deal with other aspects of your life, your personal life, what it is that you want. So let's just start to think about this in a different way. So we're not thinking about a goal, we're thinking about our heart and soul's desire. So we're moving away from something that we have to create and, look at this SMART acronym and see if it matches that. We're doing none of that. We're being very flowy. We're being very empowering and we're being very flexible. So we're not setting a goal. We're looking at what's in our heart and soul and what do we really desire and want from life. So that means we have to set aside the conditioning we have. So the condition of what other people expect of us or what we think we should be doing. And we have to ditch that SMART acronym as well. So just take a deep breath and just release all of that because that's not what we're working with. The CAT method is spiritual, intuitive, empowering. We work with intention and flow and we co-create with the universe. If you've watched lesson 4 on manifesting, you'll know that I talk about co-creating, not manifesting. I feel that's much stronger, it's much higher vibrational frequency. And it also makes the point that we're not doing this on our own. We do not manifest on our own. We do it with the universe. So let's stop pretending we can ask what we want and we get it. We are co-creating with the universe. So this method requires you to be really honest with yourself. You need to know what the otherworldly is and have your understanding of the otherworldly so you know who you're co-creating with. whether it's universe, spirit, Gaia, Mother Nature, God, Goddess. You do need to understand that. So if you need to go back to lesson 2 and look at the otherworldly, you can do that. And it requires some investment time for yourself. Quiet time to be honest with yourself, to give yourself the time to daydream. Yeah, that's fully acceptable in the CAT method and positively encouraged that you daydream about the life you want, you picture it, you imagine it, you feel it. And it takes time to do this. And the one great advantage of the CAT method is because you're not setting any goals, you can change your mind whilst you're co-creating. That's perfectly okay. So let me outline the CAT method for you. In January 2021, I was sat at my dining table and I'd made a commitment to work for myself. And I was sat there trying to set goals. Now, I'm an ex-HR director and ex-HR professional, and I knew all about goal setting, and I was trying to apply that thinking to what was going to be a spiritual, intuitive, and empowering business, and it wasn't working. And then I remembered how much the goal setting process drains my soul, how challenging it was to get people to set goals, and how challenging it was to set my own goals. And I realised I'm doing this myself. There is no need for me to follow this process that doesn't work for me. But I couldn't work out what to do, and I felt I needed something to guide me. I wanted something that I could work towards. And I asked the universe for help. And immediately I wrote down 3 words: know, activate, and trust. And that's how the CAT method was born, just like that. So know, activate, and trust. It's a very joyful way to think about what it is you want. Know is about knowing what you want, obviously, but it's not as straightforward as that. I'm not talking about what's the next model of car, your next birthday present, your next holiday, the next big house you want to buy. This is not about material stuff. It's not about possessions. It's about your life and the way you want to live it. And it's about what you feel that you want in your heart and soul, not what's coming from the head, but what's coming from within you, what is going to fulfill you and make you happy. So let me give you an example. You might be thinking you want more money and you want abundance. Well, that's not the way we'd work with it in the CAT method. But we would talk about financial security, because actually, why is it you want all that abundance of money? You want to feel financially secure. You want to always know you can pay the mortgage or bills, you can save for holidays, you can buy your children presents, you can have money to live the life that you want. This is not about having money for money's sake, just to buy the bigger car to show off to the neighbours. It's about having the financial security you need to live your life with your family. So I hope you understand that difference. You're not asking for abundance, you're asking for financial security. Maybe you're looking for a soulmate, and the old way of manifesting, you've been told to create a list of all the characteristics and things that you want. Again, that's not how we would do it in the CAT method. We would talk about what feelings do you want in a relationship, what is it you want to have, trust, integrity, shared values, shared, hobbies and things that you want to do together. So we're switching from this very mindset focused point of view to feeling in our heart and soul. So that's no. Activate is allowing us to start co-creating with the universe. Once we have a good idea and know and feel what we want in our heart and soul, then we start co-creating with the otherworldly, and this is the activation piece. And this is a key piece. It's how we demonstrate our partnership with the universe. And that's why it's important to know, as I said earlier, what the otherworldly is. And the third is trust. After you've worked through and felt what it is your heart and soul wants, you activate it with the universe. You then have to trust and be patient that it's going to happen. Now, I'm not particularly patient. It's where I always mess up in my co-creating and manifesting. So I want it kind of now. When I've made my decision to have something and do something, I want it now. But trust is important because it's where we can self-sabotage. It's where we can say, oh, this isn't working out, I give up. It's easier said than done. That's a very brief outline, so I'm going to take you through each of these in a bit more detail now, so you can start to work out for yourself what it is that you want, how to activate it with the universe, and how you can trust. So here's some different guidance to get you started about knowing what you want. Put down your notebook and pen, look out the window and daydream. Wherever is a great place for you to daydream, or just let your mind wander very gently, that's the place to do it, whether it's in nature, curled up on the sofa, a very comfortable and natural space for you that you can just start daydreaming. Because the first step is knowing what's in your heart and soul. And the reason you need the quiet time and to daydream is to give the conscious mind a rest. It needs a tea break. What you're creating is not coming from your mind. It's not the next big promotion. It's not the house. It's not the material possessions I said earlier. It's about what you want, not what others want for you or think you should have. So parents, grandparents, family, peers think you should have a mortgage, settle down, get a family, live here, send the kids to this school, have the big wedding. As I said before, we're not dealing with any of that. What is in your heart and soul that you want? Do you want to roam for a month in a camper van with the kids in the back? Do you want to spend a month every year hiking in a new place? Do you want a holiday every year to go somewhere different and experience a new culture? Do you want to read more? Do you want to have more time to read and learn? Do you want to be fitter or healthier? Do you want to maintain a fitness level or improve your health? And the example I gave earlier, financial security. What do you want to feel that your life is like? Do you want to feel that your life is fulfilled with new experiences? Do you want to feel fulfilled within your relationship, your closest relationship? Do you want to fulfill things for your family that you want to do? Experiences you want to have, places you want to go? So just start to have a little daydream now. If you close your eyes and think about your life, what do you imagine yourself doing? And each time a material object or possession pops into the daydream, take a deep breath, stop, and just think about, what is it? What's the feeling? What's the benefit that having that gives you? If it is a great big car that you want, or the next big version of an electric car, what benefit does that give you? And it has to be a benefit for you and not that, everyone can see how well you're doing. It's not about that stuff. It's about understanding what is going to fulfill you and what is in your heart and soul. Do you want to go somewhere for 6 months and experience a different culture? Travel comes up a lot because that was my thing before the pandemic. But there's other ways to gain experiences in life. So what do you want? Do you want to feel loved? Do you want to feel cherished? Do you want to give love? Do you want to cherish your soulmate? Because the second step in knowing what you want is about how it feels. So when we talk about the heart and soul, I'm going to talk about our desire. So once you know what you desire, it's time to feel it. When you feel that desire, pay attention to what you feel inside. Does it drain your soul when you think about it? And you think, you're going for the bigger promotion, you get more money, you get financial security. But when you think about that promotion, does it drain your soul? Or does it fill you with joy? Because here's the key point. When you know what you desire, and you feel it inside, you achieve a level of coherence. Now, we looked at that back in lesson 3, I think it was, okay? Your heart, body, mind and soul need to feel good about it. If you feel any resentment, if it drains your energy, or if you feel a niggle, then it's not a real heart and soul desire. Because if it is a real heart and soul desire, it's going to make you feel uplifted. You're going to feel happy, you're going to feel joyful, and you're going to feel that coherence. And when you feel that coherence, it's really important, because when you have the feeling of it, it means it's possible to have it. That helps your co-creation. Now, we're not faking it, we're not pretending, but imagining that you already have it is a great way to co-create. So let's say it was financial security that you wanted. You want more abundance, you want more money, but ultimately it gives you a feeling of financial security, which takes away worry, which makes you feel more empowered to make better decisions in your life. And you're not feeling there's a lack of money all the time, you're feeling abundant. When you start to feel that abundance before you actually think it's there, it brings a higher and stronger vibrational frequency for you to co-create that with the universe. So that's the first part of know. It's desire, it's about what's in your heart and soul, and it's about the feeling it gives you, and it's about feeling as if you already have it. So that's the know part. We're going to move on now to activating that. Activating your heart's desire consists of two things. It is intention and it is belief, your self-belief. Just knowing what our desires are, what our heart and soul wants, and feeling it is never enough. Intention is about the soulful intention of taking action steps. That is your part in the co-creation process. It's our part in the co-creation process. We take the action steps towards our dream. So if financial security is your dream right now, your first action step might be looking for a financial advisor that you can trust, who understands you. So over the next 2 to 3 weeks, you may start researching financial advisors and looking for one that can understand where you are in your life right now and what your financial needs are for you and your family and what savings you may be able to start to create your financial security. It's very practical, but it's very soulful because it's directly related to the dream you're wanting to create. So that's what I mean by taking your action steps every day. It only has to be a small step because co-creating doesn't happen overnight. It can take weeks, months, and even years. So a small action towards it, a small step each day, keeps your vibrational frequency at the right level. So that's soulful intention. And then we talk about belief and personal belief. And in my book, Reclaim Your Intuition, I have a belief scale. But to help demonstrate that to you today, I'm going to use my Reclaim Your Intuition Oracle cards. So I just want you to take a deep breath as we think now about your own personal belief about your dream becoming real for you. So I want to explain to you the scale that I'm using. So this is an old-fashioned barometer. It's just an image that we use for the scale. And in terms of belief, we have victim belief, then we get to intellectual belief, we get to maybe, and then we get to soul belief. I'm going to explain this to you and you can see where you feel on your own personal self-belief scale. So the victim mentality of self-belief is the lowest vibrational frequency we can have. And it's the belief that you can never really have what you want. This dream can never become real because it just doesn't happen to people like you. You may look around and think everyone else gets what they want, but you never do. And you think it's unfair that other people get what they want and you don't. That's the kind of victim personal belief we're talking about here. Now, we're all human. We may all have days like this. It happens. And sometimes you just have to allow it to pass through you for that 24-hour, 48-hour period that you feel it. Allow it to pass through. And after a day or two, you wake up and you come back and you're back in the game. But the important thing I want you to know is you understand when you get to this point. It's important to recognise it. You can't always do anything about it. Sometimes you just have to ride out the emotion of it. But if you are constantly feeling like a victim, then you are self-sabotaging your co-creation of your dream. So then we get to intellectual belief. So we move up from victim belief to you start to believe intellectually this could happen. Your conscious mind starts to believe it. And you start to think, well, of course it's possible. Anything's possible. Now, the great thing about intellectual belief is it starts to bring more enlightenment. It's the start of the spiritual enlightenment of getting to soul belief. So once your mind starts to say, well, yeah, of course we could do this. We can take these small action steps. These are all very doable. I can find myself the financial advice that I need. I can find the help and support that I need to get the advice I need. That's when you start to get intellectual belief. And so the vibrational frequency starts to increase, it starts to get higher, and your intentions become more soulful, and you start to have a higher personal belief. And then you get to maybe. Now, maybe is a higher frequency level than intellectual belief, because maybe starts to take you into feelings and emotions. You start to feel it and you start to think, yeah, maybe I'm going to get all the financial security that I need. Maybe I'll have savings and I'll have a rainy day pot. So if there's something that pops up that we want to do, we can. Yes, we're going to be able to plan and save for that big holiday we want. Whatever it is, it switches it from being in the mind to being in the heart, and it connects with your heart desire that, yeah, maybe this is real, maybe it's going to happen. And that is a much higher vibrational frequency than just the intellectual mind. And then we get to soul belief. And the soul belief is really important because this is coherence. It's not just the soul, it's all of you believes that this dream is entirely possible and that you're working towards something that your heart and soul desires, and you're doing it in a very practical, straightforward, and meaningful way. And so you can see the barometer's full here, and that's how the soul belief feels. You feel full, you feel energized, you feel nourished, and you feel expectant that, yeah, this is going to work out, and your soul absolutely believes it. And that's how you activate. It's with soulful intention, which is practical action steps. And it's about understanding where your personal belief is on each and every day. And knowing that really what you want is that whole soul belief, but accepting that we're human and sometimes we don't do that. And if we don't, you just allow it to flow through you, but you keep taking your action steps. There's one more thing to go in the CAT method. We've done know, we've done activate, and now we're moving on to trust. How are you at trusting? Specifically, how are you at trusting the universe to create with you this dream, this heart's desire that you're working towards? Because you know what you want, you feel the vibrational frequency of it, you can imagine having it, you're carrying out your intentions, and now it's time to trust that the universe is going to carry out her intentions as well. You may feel like that you're taking these steps and actions for months and nothing is happening, and that's the time to hold fast and trust and keep going. Now, if you change your mind about what you want, that's fine. You can adapt your vibrational frequency and you can change your intentions and your action steps to reflect that. And that's okay. And that's the beauty of the CAT method. It's not like a strict goal setting process. You can change your mind as and when you need to. But trusting can be difficult. When things are not working out, it can be hard to trust. Or like me, maybe you're impatient and that makes trusting hard as well. But impatience is a low vibrational frequency. There are two things you need to know about trust that can help you. The first is frequency, and the second is receiving. So even on the days when it's difficult to trust or take action steps, do your best to maintain that soul belief vibrational frequency. Even if you're having an off day, because we're humans and we do, and you feel like, oh, I can't do anything on this today, that's okay. You can still believe it can still come true just because you're having a day off, right? You still have that full-on soul belief that it can happen for you. So remember, the frequency is part of the trusting. It's part of maintaining your part of the co-creation process, your part of the deal, if you like. Yeah, do you know what? I don't feel like doing this today. I'm a bit frustrated with some of these action steps. I still believe it's all going to happen. It's all going to be okay. But today, I just need a break to do something else and clear my mind. That's okay. We can do that. So maintain the frequency as high as you can. And remember, we've talked about the victim, the maybe, the intellectual belief, and the soul belief. Just be aware of what your vibrational frequency is every day. Sometimes you can't change it. You just have to allow it to pass through you. But being aware and knowing is really important. The second thing about trust is receiving what the universe gives you. So just imagine you've got this amazing dream for financial security, the perfect home, holidays, great experiences for the kids. You're doing all these wonderful things in life. It's given you your dream life. But what if the universe had something bigger in mind for you? What if the universe had something else in store for you that would fulfill your heart's desire of financial security, but did it a different way to what you're experiencing now? So I call these the buds and the shoots. These are the opportunities and the curveballs that happen in life. And I do believe everything happens for a reason. So being able to receive what comes in that takes you towards your heart's desire from the universe is really important. And what I mean is, it's the opportunities, the experiences, the invites, the chances to do things that you've had no control over. And when it just appears and it's something you have no control over, you can kind of assume it's come from the universe. The universe has created those conditions. So taking advantage of opportunities, taking advantages of doing new things and saying yes to invites and saying yes to chances to try something different is showing the universe that you're open to receiving. Now, it may be something that's related to your dream and it may not. But again, it creates this vibrational frequency of being interested in life, being interested in what the universe is bringing to you, and being able to receive is really important. If you start to go into the victim belief mode again of, oh, I don't deserve this, you can't receive. And it would be much harder to create your dream life because you don't believe you can have it. It's really, I think I might have mentioned this in the manifesting one. It's really simple, can you accept a compliment? If someone says to you, you look really lovely today, can you say, oh, thanks very much? Or do you have to say, oh, but I haven't washed my hair and I haven't done this? You're self-sabotaging, you're not receiving the compliment. So if you want to receive your financial security and abundance, or whatever your heart's desire is, you have to be able to say, oh, this is fantastic. Yeah, let me take this. Oh, this is an unexpected refund from HMRC. Oh, yeah, great, I'll put that in the bank. Thank you very much. I'm receiving that gratefully. So do not dismiss opportunities that come up that you think are not related to your dream. Explore them. Say yes to them. Say yes to those buds and shoots that may look like curveballs or challenges. There may be something in them that can just take you that bit closer. So we have it. Know, activate, and trust. I'm going to pull all of this together for you now in a recap. I feel and describe the CAT method as a spiritual alternative to goal setting without setting the goals. It's flexible, it's dynamic, it's empowering, and I know it works. I use it, and I've used it with my clients, and it has been a catalyst for them to change, for them to create the life that they want. And here's a quick recap. CAT is know, activate, and trust. Know is about knowing your heart and soul's desire and feeling it. Activate is the start of the co-creation process with the universe. You have soulful intentions and you take your daily actions to create the life that you want. You maintain your personal belief at the soul belief level to know that this can happen. And then you trust. And trust gets easier when you understand it's maintaining your own vibrational frequency at that soulful level. And you're ready to receive unexpected opportunities and chances that come your way. I hope learning about the CAT method has opened your mind, your heart, your body and soul to a new way of thinking about co-creating your dreams and the life that you want. In next week's lesson, we're moving away from the practicality of the CAT method to understanding more about the conditioning we live with as I explore more about the divine feminine and overcoming outdated patriarchal structures. And I'm going to share with you some of the guidance I've received from a spirit guide about that. Thanks for watching. See you next week.